What is it about abandoned places that we find so terrifying? Is it the silence where voices once echoed? The emptiness where life once thrived? Or something far more sinister? Tonight, we venture into 3 locations where the past refuses to stay buried. Prepare yourself for a journey into darkness, where every shadow holds a secret, and every whisper carries a warning. Deep in the mountains of Eastern Europe stands Blackwood Psychiatric Hospital, abandoned for over 40 years. Once home to over 800 patients, this institution harbored dark secrets. Cruel treatments were commonplace here. Electroshock therapy, lobotomies, and experimental procedures that defied medical ethics. Patient deaths were frequent and often unexplained. Records speak of screams that echoed through the night. But it's the legend of Nurse Catherine that truly chills the blood. Catherine Morrison worked the night shift for 20 years until she vanished without a trace in 1963. Visitors report seeing her still making her rounds, checking on patients who are no longer there. They say she carries a lantern, searching eternally for the patients she failed to save. And on quiet nights, when the wind is still, you can hear her footsteps echoing through the empty halls. The sound of keys jingling as she locks doors that should never be opened again. In the heart of Nevada's desert lies Perdition, a town that died overnight in 1952. Once a thriving mining community of 3,000 souls, Perdition vanished from maps after a single terrifying night. On October 13, 1952, every resident fled their homes, leaving behind everything they owned. Meals were left half-eaten, doors left wide open, and children's toys abandoned in the streets. No official explanation was ever given. Government records remain classified to this day, but local folklore tells of something far more sinister than government cover-ups. The night before the exodus, witnesses reported seeing figures in the church that cast no shadows. They spoke of voices singing hymns in languages that predated human speech, and of symbols that appeared overnight, burned into the very earth itself. They say the town is cursed, that something ancient was awakened in the mines below, something that demanded the living leave or join the dead. And perhaps that's why, 70 years later, no one has ever returned to call Perdition home. 40 miles off the coast of Scotland lies Ravens Rock, a military installation abandoned since 1968. For 20 years, this island served as a classified research facility, its true purpose hidden from the world. What we know is limited. Psychological warfare experiments, sensory deprivation studies, and research into human consciousness. But the classified files that have been released hint at something far more disturbing. Project Mindbridge, they called it. An attempt to weaponize human consciousness itself. Subjects were isolated for months, their minds pushed beyond the breaking point. These are actual recordings recovered from the facility. Listen carefully. The final transmission from Ravens Rock came on March 15, 1968. Containment has failed. Subjects are no longer subjects. God help us all. Then, silence. The island was evacuated within hours, and all records were sealed. But fishermen report strange lights on the island, and radio operators pick up transmissions that shouldn't exist. The island remains off-limits to this day, its secrets buried beneath layers of classification and fear. 3 places, 3 mysteries, 3 reminders that some doors should never be opened. We tell ourselves these are just buildings, just places where tragedy occurred. But perhaps that's what they want us to believe. Because in the darkness between what we know and what we fear, something is always watching, and it's waiting for you to find it. Sweet dreams.